were wrong about Midas's return and a bunch of other things, but the real answer has been hidden in plain sight. If you look at the battle pass in Fortnite, you can actually see a story being told. Page 1, you can see the Hope loading screen and the Hope skin, but the real story starts on the second page. And what is Oscar's part in this story? Oscar is a hunter. Because this loading screen says, if you think you can evade a hunter like me, you're more foolish than I thought. Why does the fact that Oscar is a hunter matter? Well, that's because in the next loading screen, we can see Champion Oscar's loading screen say, always know how the game is played. And he has actually kidnapped Peely. But the fact is, he's a hunter. So this probably wasn't his choice. He was probably hired. Well, who could have hired Oscar to take him? Well, we'll get into that in a second, because first we have to talk about Jones. This story so far has been that Oscar has taken Peely, and Jones found out about it, which is the next screen, where Jones is getting ready to break the rules, apparently, and get in on Peely. And in this big loading screen for Jones, it says, this time it's not about saving the world, it's about saving a friend. And it goes through this giant comic sequence where he breaks into a building and revealing the final character, Valeria. She is the big boss for the society. Over the past few videos, I've been trying to figure out who stole Peely for real. Because we can obviously see Peely with Oscar, but we can also see Peely with Nisha. So who actually stole him? I originally thought that Midas had stolen him. Maybe that's why Midas is returning. Maybe Midas came back with the society and he's here to take Peely. But that was wrong, and I think I've just figured it out. And it was laying right in front of us. She says, I will protect my family's legacy with everything I have. There's nothing too important about that until we go to the next page where we can see Nisha standing with Peely. Why is this important? And who actually took Peely? Because we've seen him with Oscar and now Nisha. But since Oscar is a hunter, it leads me to believe that Oscar has stolen Peely and delivered him to Nisha. But the real question is, why does Nisha need Peely? And sadly, that has been left unanswered as of right now. But then we get to the next page and we can see this Montague loading screen. It says, feel your heart race. This sensation is truly flawless. What sensation are you talking about? Being a thief. You can see him in this moment driving away from a society's building really quickly as being chased down by a car and somebody on the side. But why is he running and why are people chasing him? Because around his neck he has stolen the diamond relic. But this is where it gets confusing, because on the next page, once we see Montague, which has the diamond relic, on the next page we can see him as the fully diamond style, introducing the society. So does that mean that in this previous loading screen the society didn't exist? Maybe he was just stealing from somebody that owned it or that had it previously. Maybe he didn't actually steal from the society, but instead he stole and showed it off to a bunch of other wealthy people. Something else that's important is he has claimed the role of the Diamond King, because in this you can see half of him being himself, half of him being the diamond version, and then on the side there's a diamond with a crown on top. You can see something called the Diamond Throne, another indication that he believes he's the King of Diamonds. And then we can see the reveal of his actual character being fully diamond. And then the most important character of all, Peter. And now we can see someone that seems to be the leader of the society. But why is she the leader if Montague is the one that's introducing it? Maybe Montague had this great idea for the society and then handed it off to Valeria. Valeria has the ruby relic, so maybe that shows that she is very powerful. We can also see Valeria in a loading screen that shows that she loves to have knowledge, because she claims that knowledge is power. But what can we see in the background? Well, quite literally the answer to all of our questions. Jones is standing in front of the 0 point. Now, why does it matter that Jones is standing in front of the 0 point? Because we've been wondering why they've stolen Peely this whole time. Because he seems to have stolen Peely and then called Jones to tell him he's stolen him. Jones obviously got mad and went on a hunt for him, and then successfully got to the main antagonist of the society, but it turns out they didn't seem to have it. Valeria probably didn't end up having it, which leads us to assume that this is an inside job from a few people in the society that want Peely for some other reason. Because as all of us did, Jones assumed that the society themselves stole Peely for a reason. But no, it looks like the society didn't steal Peely, but instead, someone else inside the society stole Peely, Nisha. The reason she stole Peely is still unknown, but I think I have cracked the code. Because of this loading screen that we have just looked at. With Jones standing in front of the 0 point, what would be the best move in order to know about the 0 point? Stealing his best friend for ransom for knowledge. Because if they could steal Peely, maybe Jones will offer a trade for the 0 point. But what did Fortnite trick us about? Midas's return. Because all of us have been led to assume that Midas is back. But really, he might not return how we expected. Because Midas has so many teasers on the island right now. There's a picture of the agency, there's the Chapter 2 Season 2 doors, there's a file with Midas's face on it in the trailer, and there's even the exact same yacht that he used to own, and it's still called Marigold. The only difference is that all of the logos that used to be Midas are now the society. But there is one hint that Midas still could be around, and that's on the top of the ship when you go to this computer. There are two names. One name has 5 letters and one name has 8. My original thought would be that this was Midas and Marigold, but then everybody in the comments pointed out that Oscar and Montague also have 8 and 5 letters. But that also got me thinking, it could be Midas and Montague. But why would it be Midas and Montague? Well, I have a theory that they are actually related, and it actually makes sense.
There is way too much in common with these two characters for them not to be related somehow. Midas has a cut on his eye, and Montague has a slice in his eyebrow. Midas has the gold touch, Montague has the diamond relic. Midas was in search for power, and so is Montague. They seem way too similar, and I have the answer why.
So go watch the video on the screen right now to figure out about that. Use code PBJ.